Let's get back. Let's get Antiquities of the Jews, Book 1. Give me one moment. Are you able to read that here?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go to those of you who have the Josephus. We're going to go to the Antiquities of the Jews, Book 1, Chapter 4, Paragraph 2. Okay, that's Antiquities of the Jews, Book 1, Chapter 4, Paragraph 2. Okay, still touching base on the importance of our knowledge and the Most High's knowledge, and how the nations, how they discredit the Most High's knowledge. They think that the Most High's knowledge is not important. Okay, this society, all societies, most of all societies at some point or another discredited the Most High's knowledge and didn't want to deal with it and wanted to deal with their own. Yeah. All right, so we're going back to the period, to an example of Nimrod, who did the same thing. Okay, read that.
It says Antiquity of the Jews, Book 1, Chapter 4, Paragraph 2. It says, now it was Nimrod who excited them to such an affront.
Right, so Nimrod was a ringleader. So he excited the other nations during that time period to go against the Most High. Read.
In contempt of the Most High. He was the grandson of Ham, the son of Noah, a bold man, and of great strength of hand. He persuaded them not to ascribe it to the Most High, as if it was through his means they were happy.
Right, so he didn't want anybody to acknowledge the Most High. He wanted people to acknowledge him. And he wanted people to feel like that happiness and that condition was solely on their own. Or you know, everything that people had obtained or accomplished, it was solely based off of what he did and what he allowed them to do. Okay, read.
But to believe that it was their own courage which procured that happiness.
Right, and then he also deceived the people into thinking that the things that they accomplished, they did it by themselves without the assistance of the Most High, which is the wrong way to view things. Okay, read.
He also gradually changed the government into tyranny.
And then he also changed the government into tyranny. And that's one thing that the Most High doesn't deal with. The Most High is no respect of persons. The Most High is a just and righteous power. Okay, read.
Seeing no other way of turning men from the fear of the Most High, but to bring them into a constant dependence on his power.
So that's what he did, and that's what this society done to us. They brought us under constraints, and they brought us under bondage, where we have to depend on their whole system. We have to depend on their legal system, their educational system, everything about that construct we rely and depend on. All right, and this is how they were able to maneuver and manipulate the masses of people, okay, in the nations. All right, let's get this commentary here.
It says, just like ancient Babylon, the system set up in modern Babylon is a direct reflection of the mind games that Satan has played over the years to keep us separated from the Father. Wherefore, in all manners of public assistance, including Obama's phones, seem well-meaning on the surface, but really they were set up so that you become a servant to the government rather than the Father. What's good? What good is faith if you don't need to exercise it because Satan is giving you all the things you may need? That very factor will cause many to take the mark of the beast because they have never had the need to have faith in the Father. Sadly enough, a lot of our people would rather get the go down a little bit.
I'm sorry. Oh, further. Excuse me.
A lot of people would rather get the little hand outs from the government than keep the commandments and rule the whole world.
Okay.
Yeah,
read that too.
It says we depend on the system for everything. So by default, we became dependent on their knowledge of their teaching establishments and became in bondage to the construct and system into death.
Okay, let's get Hebrews the second. Matter of fact, get Deuteronomy 20th chapter. I want to get a precept to prove that, to show that. Deuteronomy 28 and Let's start from verse 45. Deuteronomy 20:45.
All right. It says, Deuteronomy 28:45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Most High thy power.
Right. So by us not listening to the voice of the Most High power, the Most High said that curses was going to come upon us and overtake us. And by us today not listening to the Most High's word and listen to his laws, his statutes, and his commandments, or at least allowing him to govern and guide our lives, we're still under the curses. Okay? And the nations continue to have power and control over us because of that. Read.
It says, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Most High thy power with joyfulness and with the gladness of heart.
And that's interesting, because we don't want to serve the Most High. The Most High is continuing to keep these curses upon us because we're serving Satan. We're serving America. That's what we're doing. We're serving our jobs. We're serving everything that this society offers us and gives us to take pleasure in. That's what we have became slaves to. Read.
It says, for the abundance of all things, therefore thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Most High shall send against thee in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things.
You see that? So anything we want, in hunger, if we want food, we got to go to the nations and get it. We want water, we got to go to the nations and get it. You want clothing, you want material, leather, whatever it is, cotton, you got to go to the other nations and get it. You want education, you got to go to the other nations and get it. You want to learn about religion, you almost got to go to the other nations and get it. You understand? Because they got all the records, so they can manipulate the records. You understand? Take out the records, what they want to put in, out, and put in what they want to put in the records. They can do all those things because it's in their power to do so. But we got to come back and start dealing with the Most High and his truth and come back to his knowledge. All right? And stop relying on the nations to disseminate information to us. Okay? Because they're lying to us.